It is the lifeblood of a continent, a vast glittering artery that carves its way through the American heartland. For generations, it has nourished cities, fueled industry and inspired dreams. For over a century, America has been locked in a brutal war with its most powerful river. A war they built a nation on, and a war they can't afford to lose. To understand the monster, you have to understand its scale. The Mississippi doesn't just drain one state, or 5 or 10. It is the final destination for water from 32 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Every drop of snow that melts in Montana, every thunderstorm that drenches Pennsylvania, eventually finds its way here. They merge into one violent, unpredictable force with a primal desire to change course. And in 1927, that desire was unleashed. The Great Flood of 1927 was an apocalypse. An area the size of New England was put under water. It was the deadliest river flood in American history, and it was a breaking point. The nation realized the Mississippi wasn't just a river. It was an enemy that had to be conquered. Out of the devastation, a plan was born. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers decided to fight back. Not with a single wall, but with a system on a scale the world had never seen. They set out to cage a giant. They built thousands of miles of levees, raising the river's banks higher than they had ever been. They built dams to hold back its tributaries, and they engineered colossal safety valves, giant spillways, that could redirect the river's fury away from major cities. They were replumbing the American continent itself. But all of that work, thousands of projects, all of it depends on this point. It doesn't look like much, but this is arguably the most important piece of infrastructure in North America. This is the old river control structure. The Mississippi desperately wants to change course. Its path to the sea is long and slow. But right here, another river, the Atchafalaya, offers a faster, steeper shortcut directly to the Gulf of Mexico. Nature is trying to flip a switch. This one structure is the only thing holding that switch in place. If this point fails, New Orleans and Baton Rouge are no longer river cities. They are left stranded on a stagnant saltwater bay. The economic heart of America, which relies on this river to ship its goods to the world, would suffer a catastrophic heart attack. But the war with the river has had a devastating, unintended consequence. In caging the giant, they also cut off its lifeblood. For millennia, the Mississippi's annual floods deposited billions of tons of sediment, building the land of the Louisiana Delta. It was the river's gift. With the levees holding those floods back, that sediment is now shotgunned off the continental shelf. The delta is starving. In saving the cities from water, they have sentenced the coast to death, which disappears at a rate of a football field every 100 minutes, and the truce is becoming unstable. The structure, built in the 1960s, is aging. Meanwhile, climate change is creating a new kind of monster. Heavier rainfall, more powerful hurricanes, and rising seas are putting more pressure on this single point than its designers ever imagined. The engineers who fight this battle every day know the truth. They are no longer winning. They are just holding on. America's war against the Mississippi has been a story of incredible ingenuity and devastating consequences. They have caged a giant, but the cage is getting old, and the giant is getting stronger. The final question is not if the river will win, but when. And what will happen to the millions who live in its path on that day?